This is the problem with TOA. And I've talked about this before. It's like TOA, you had easy mode. Like it just day of release, everybody with thousands and thousands of people were getting easy completions because it's just like super, super, super accessible, which it was great. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. It got a lot of people involved. It taught a lot of people game mechanics. It was probably... I mean, it's not even probably, like, for sure it was a net positive to the game having the raid be that kind of easy mode. In comparison to if TOA had been, like, hyper hard, like something like TOB on steroids, I think it's actually better that it was accessible over something like that. And that's because it's really cool to see people getting into PVM, and I think that was a good thing. But the problem is, can we keep going down that road for future raids where everything is fucking accessible and easy to do, kind of, and everybody can get all the mega rares at a pretty low invocation, just do it enough? Or are we supposed to see raids as fucking end game crazy shit? You need coordination, you need teams, you need max gear. That is my concern with, at least with invocations and like the whole system of like TOA getting everyone involved for a end game piece of content. Because if TOA had been end game, the prices would be fucking sky high right now. But yeah. So that's the problem. I don't think the solution is to just make Fang 10 times more rare so that it's 300 mil, because it's just...
No, that's not the solution. Yeah. It's like... I agree in the fact that like Rage should have like an easy sort of mode, like you should be able to scale it to your difficulty that you want to do, right? Mm-hmm. And it should, but I also think that like a staff should not be dropped from a raid below expert, in my opinion.
But that
shit is so dumb.
Like that,
because your goal, right? Your goal of doing raids is to like improve, right, and get push the invocations of TOA, right? You like. As an Ironman grinding purples, right? You want to push as hard as you can, like as high as you can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
like for example, on my hardcore, I started out doing 200s, and then I started doing 300s. I started on 350s, started on 380s, ended up doing 420s. It's just like you just have to push it to be rewarded, pretty much.
Yeah, I definitely understand that, but at the same time, the staff is not the problem. The staff is over a bill, like still, which is unbelievable to be quite honest. And we have to remember as well, like people, and I've heard plenty of other PVMers share your same like sentiment on that. But as a counter, we see Chambers dropping T-Bows to level 3 accounts at their first KC. Obviously, it's very fucking rare. But in my opinion, it's okay to have a super, super, super rare chance of getting a staff. We're not seeing noobs just collect staffs. Like, yeah, if you browse the Reddit, you're going to see like those once a week people like, oh my God, my first ever TOA, 50 invocation staff. Like, that is not happening. And I don't even think that's the problem at all. I think the real problem is just the difficulty alone. Like, obviously, this is a lot of hindsight knowledge and stuff, just knowing like how it's all played out. But I think it would have been a lot better if it would have scaled like 200 is normal mode and 400 invocation is expert mode, and then up to 600 is the cap. Like,
oh yeah,
that would have. I feel like that would have been so much better because. Oh my God, 400 on release was just impossible. But that being expert would have really drilled down on, okay, this is when the raid gets hard. Before that, that's normal mode. 200 plus is normal mode, and anything below that. And then you would have scaled the purples like that, you know? I think that would have been a more appropriate one. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think so too, yeah. I just feel shitty that, like, noobs and bots can just fucking make so much coin from TOA if they just do... like not that high invo, just big teams.
Well, yeah, but
and still get a decent purple chance.
I mean, it's not that decent, to be honest. If people are running 150s, the fucking purple.
Dude, I literally got a purple to 150 yesterday, bro. I was teaching a friend, and we're doing a 4-man, and we got a fucking purple, bro. It was like
drop rate like a 1 in 60 per person though, like even more rare than that. It's something ridiculous.
So I had a 3% personal, and I assume me and the 2 other people who knew what we're doing also had 3%. So it was 369, and then the new probably had negative purple chance.
Yeah. Going back to like the whole reason we even talked about this is like the Fang price. I mean,
it's criminal, bro. It's almost like a mega rare, and it's 14 mil, 20 mil, whatever the
Definitely.
fuck.
So do you think the solution would have been nerfing Fang, or should it just have been more rare? Like, should it have been on the table? Should it have been like the same rarity as the Shadow? So there's like a double mega rare roll there.
I don't think it should be that rare. I think maybe swap it with a ward or like put it on the Missouri table
I see.
or
Yeah,
something like that.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
the other thing that
As
sucks is like the light bearer is fucking amazing, and that thing's like a mil.
Yeah,
How
that
much
is
that?
yeah, that shit's based.
2.3 mil.
Yeah, I remember fucking buying one on the main like almost on release for like 100 mil, and then like a week later it was like it was like 20 mil. I was actually I was shattered.
Yeah.
It's a very good item.
See, but we see it with both of those, like the light bearer and the Fang.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so tough because the reason Taub and Chambers items have held their value so much. First of all, Chambers uniques are crazy rare. First off, like we have to remember, like those just genuinely are in a dude. The Tebow literally takes like 500 hours. Like if you're like
I don't think it
decent at the
does.
game, not hyper efficient. If you're just decent and you're running raids
Okay.
without max
Yeah.
gear, like 500 hours was what I was doing solo raids, and they would take about 25 minutes on average. I'd just say, and this is like years ago. Just 25 minutes on average. And then I'd spend 5 minutes scouting on average. Probably even fucking longer. But like that whole process, that is legitimately 500 plus hours going for a goddamn Tebow. That's ridiculous.
The reason I think it's not that bad now is mega scaling is a thing, and it is very efficient. It's like
Oh yeah, you did
I think
that
it's like
shit.
100. It's like 190k points an hour,
Christ.
which is like insane.
But what are the okay, so just for those that don't know what you're talking about, well, you and Lake, I think, were the people that I remember having done it the most. I also remember what's his face? Damo was also
Big Damo.
yeah, he did it a lot earlier on. But
Yeah.
can you explain what that is for those that might not know, and then like talk about like how feasible or unfeasible? I feel like that's completely unfeasible for most players, unless you're a streamer
Well,
or super
so
rich.
basically, right, pretty much, it's you do 1 plus 26 raids. I think it's 27 total scale, and basically, you need to have 8 accounts to alt the raid with, and you also have to pay. It's around 50 mil per raid for the scout, and then the scalers and the prepper, and then basically you just do for 2 hours. And I think anyone who can solo raids competently, yeah, like they can literally just do it. And like there's services nowadays that you can pay like 130 mil for the ulting, so you don't have to worry about anything. You can just go do the raid.
It's how much? 130 mil
130 mil, yeah,
for one raid.
for one raid, yeah.
And
But that raid is a 65% chance of a purple.
wait. Let me get this right. Everything in total, like you don't have to have any other account. You just have to have your Ironman or whatever, and it's just 130 mil per raid.
Wait. So it's your Ironman and your main. Like you will do the raid on your main.
Oh, you have to do it. But every other account that's brought in, like that costs 130 mil. So how much would it cost if you didn't do it? Like for those that really just want to do the full leash.
Okay, yeah. So it's in my Iron Gear Discord where I do them. It's 500 mil for a 65% raid, and then it's 800 for a purple.
800 mil for a fucking purple. You see, again, you have to be hyper rich. Like that, it makes sense. First of all, what are your thoughts on like the ethics of that in this? Yeah, ethics, but like the fucking like integrity behind doing something like that. Let me know your thoughts.
So I think doing it for yourself is like giga chat as fuck. But if you're just, I don't know, I don't think you should be able to just buy it and full leech it. I think that's a bit silly, in my opinion.
See, in my opinion, they both are pretty much equal. They're
You
not
think so?
but not okay. Let me take that back. Obviously, it's better if you do it yourself. I feel like if you had the skill level to do it. But the problem is the fundamental problem in my eyes is that you are funneling points to an account that didn't deserve it. So, and again,
How good?
This is all Iron Man integrity in my head. I just think if there was like it would be the same thing with any other situation. If funneling stuff to an account that didn't deserve it, especially when it's an Iron Man or some restricted account, it feels wrong. And I don't
know. It's in my eyes, right?
Yeah.
I was 900 and something KC, with a 1 in like 65 purple drop rate, doing deathless 20-minute raids because I had pre-scouts. I was on 3 raids an hour. I'd go live and I'd do 30 fucking raids a day on stream. And then I just like, it just was fucking, it was like, it would hurt my brain just thinking that like, I'm so unlucky at this fucking place. And then like, dude, doing mega scales just removes the luck factor. Like it's like,
okay, well that's a fundamental problem with Chambers. Say, Chambers. Okay, let me ask you this hypothetical. And the reason I ask is because I also think this would be good and appropriate at other places as well. But what if Chambers purples were just, this is a hypothetical, I'm not fully advocating for this, but what if Chambers purples were twice as common all across the board?
dude, I'd do solos all day then.
Like, do you think that would be good for the game? Like, let me actually ask you that. Like,
I don't think so, no.
The reason I say that is because it would actually bring it in line with like Tob. Because I believe Tob for like a scythe, again, like this is like a casual kind of gamer, like not fully casual, like average, but like above average, and like they know how to raid. A scythe only takes like 250 hours tops, where a Tebow is like 500 hours tops, and it's just
no. I definitely understand, like, get what you mean, but I think it's just way too late to change that shit.
Is it though? Because I never think things are too late to change. Okay, well, let me ask you about Nightmare. Have you even touched Nightmare, by the way? Ever?
Oh, I've dabbled. I'm not very good at Nightmare. I can't lie.
Nightmare is...
I've been doing Fasani recently.
Okay, so keep in mind, Fasani's has made drastic improvements to drop rates and everything across the board, and people still think, and I'm with everybody, that Fasani's drop rates are fucking absurd. They're just stupid rare.
It's 1 in 50, right, for anything?
No, it's 1 in 160.
Dude, that stinks.
I know. It's 1 in 160
that
to
stinks.
Get something.
Yeah, that is not good. It's like pretty much just like get lucky, or else you just like fucking want to die.
Yeah, and keep in mind that is literally like a 30% increase of what it used to be for years, for like a full like year and a half.
Yeah, but did you do the 1+1 shit?
No, I did like a handful of them when I get like a viewer that's just like, here, I'll help you out, and I was like, sure, like fucking ease this pain. But the vast majority were all like full on solos, one tick flicking.
The 1+1 stuff was like very good drop rate percent, no? Wasn't it like extremely good? Because they're like 10-minute kills and you're getting...
It wasn't extremely good. What it did was it sped up. Okay, so you gotta keep in mind at that time, at least for an Ironman's perspective, you had to add the time of like getting to the boss. There was no way to teleport there. You had to run there every fucking kill. So adding that time in the equation, it probably sped up all kills by like 35% doing 1+1, because the guy that's in the Nightmare had to leave at a certain point. Like he had to leave so you could do, I don't know. I can't remember what the like certain, it wasn't exactly just half though. I believe it was like, you had to do a little bit more than that to guarantee the drop. It was something.
But I thought that like you also like essentially get more of a drop rate as well. Like you'd get like a more chance than just doing a regular solo. Like you'd take some of his chance so he left.
It was obviously better. Like it was technically easier because you didn't have to spend as much time there. But
are you like sort of against like all ulting
on
like, in Ironman perspective?
Yeah. I've been against that stuff for a long time, and it's not like I am pro masochistic grind. Like just everybody needs to suffer. It's not about that. It's really about improving like everything. So for example, like there are certain things that I've alted. Like one of the simplest examples is holding the tanner upstairs in the crafting guild so I can tan on my house. Like that is technically considered alting, but it's not like I want Jagex to make it so somehow there's just a tanner that stays in the fucking same spot every single time. Like that would be good enough. You know? Then we don't need to have alts. And so with anything around alting, like I just want, if it's truly just way more fun, way more convenient, we can all rationally agree that, okay, this would be a lot better if we could make these changes to make this better, then that's the road I want to go down, instead of feeling this obligation to level up like alternate accounts to boost your Ironman. Like Corp was the biggest example for so long. Was like it's either you solo it and get 5 kills an hour, or you get 2 other Ironmen with you, and now you can get 13 kills an hour.
Well, my first Ironman actually was used a Corp spec hold. It was everyone. It was the town bike, bro. Everyone jumped on. I stopped playing my first Ironman when my hardcore was like getting kind of up there. It was dope. Got free bonds and shit from it.
Why are we playing Ironman mode? Like that's the fundamental question at that point.